Hey guys, how's it going? So in today's video, we're going to do a breakdown of the Ranger. We're going to talk about weapons Rangers can use, its abilities, what these abilities do, and which abilities are primers and or detonators. If you're wondering what are primers and detonators, I made a video about it not too long ago. I will link it in the description below. So I'm going to be using Dragonfire 04's chart once again as a reference to break down these abilities. The link is in the description below for the chart if you want to check it out for yourself. For this video, we're only going to use the Ranger side of the chart. Alright, so let's talk about weaponry. Each Javelin may have 2 weapons in their loadout, and they can change them. The Ranger Javelin is capable of wielding every type of weapon besides heavy weapon. Let's begin with frag grenades. Frag grenades, first and foremost, are detonators. Once you use that grenade, you're going to end up doing a lot of area of effect blast damage. Next, we have Explosive Blaze, also known as Inferno Grenades. It's a grenade that lights enemy up on fire. When they're on fire, they take dot damage. It is a primer. Frost Grenades, also a primer. Once you throw this into the battlefield, it will damage and freeze the enemies. Next, we have Seeker Grenades. Seeker Grenades split into smaller submunitions which seek out the nearest enemy. As of right now, we don't know whether or not Seeker Grenades are primers or detonators and what kind of damage they do. Sticky Grenades attach to a single target for a contained high blast damage. You can even crit enemies with this grenade. Sticky Grenades are also detonators. We're not quite sure what kind of damage it does. From what we saw in the live stream, it just seemed like raw damage. That'll be all of the grenade gear. Now let's get into the assault launcher gear. First thing we have are seeking missiles, also known as homing missiles. Homing missiles are basically you shoot a missile out and it seeks out an enemy, and once it blows up, it does an AoE explosion. It is a detonator and it does blast damage. Next we have Energy Pulse. Energy Pulse unleashes a blast of pure energy hitting a single target with incredible force. As of right now, we don't know if it's a detonator or primer and what kind of damage it does. I think that's just something we have to wait for till the demo or the full game release to find out. Spark Beam. So we actually got to see Spark Beam in action yesterday when they showcased the live stream. Spark Beam fires a sustained beam of energy out of your forearm and it does continuous damage. Spark Beam is neither a primer or a detonator, however it does do electric damage. Venom Darts. It launches a volley of darts that seek out targets for acid damage. Venom Darts is also a primer. The final assault launcher gear ability we have is Blast Missile. It's a pretty simple ability. It fires a missile that explodes for an AoE blast damage. It is neither a primer or a detonator. Now that we've gone over the grenade gear and assault launcher gear, let's talk about the melee. Rangers have a shock mace. It is basically a mace that has electricity coming out of the top of it, and it does a lot of shock damage. It is also a primer. Let's talk about the Ranger Javelin's ultimate ability. It is a multi-target missile battery. It's a detonator and it does blast damage. This ability, in simple terms, locks on to the enemies on the battlefield and sends out these locked on missiles, completely destroying the enemies. Now that we have gotten over all the offensive gear, let's talk about some of the support gear. Rangers have 2 support gears, one called Bulwark Point, one called Muster Point. Bulwark Point deploys a spherical field which deflects incoming damage. So it's basically a shield that you are in that you can shoot through, but the enemies cannot hit you. Muster Point creates a field which increases the weapon damage by 20%, and that is a 20% damage buff for whoever that is in the radius of the field. And that's it guys, this sums up our video of the Ranger class breakdown. I got my information from EA's website and the background footage is Legion of Dawn trailer. I'll link every source in the description below. If you found this video informative, a like would be much appreciated. Any questions can be directed to me using the comment section. If you want to stick around for more Anthem content, hit that subscribe button.